Welcome to SVJ Academy. Today we are going to discuss about Thorndike's trial and error learning theory, puzzle box experiment, and loss of learning and its educational implications, criticisms, and some questions on trial and error learning theory. E.L. Thorndike. His full name is Edward Lee Thorndike. Is the father of trial and error learning theory and also known as father of educational psychology. He is the American psychologist, and trial and error learning theory is also known as SR connections. It means stimulus response connections, or SR theory, stimulus response theory, and connectionism. Connectionism means this theory tells about learning occurs through the formation of connections between stimuli and responses. Trial and error learning theory is also referred as SR bond theory. Thorndike emphasized the importance of reinforcement and practice in learning. Thorndike is considered as a behaviorist because his work in studying learning through observable behaviors and interactions with environment. Thorndike said learning is association between stimulus and response, and he introduced the concept of reward in learning. He conducted experiment on cat in the puzzle box, and he formulated three basic laws, that is also called as a primary laws of learning, and five supplementary principles of learning, that is called as a secondary laws of learning, on the basis of his experimental study of cat's behavior. Puzzle box experiment. Thorndike conducted one experiment on cat, that is called puzzle box experiment. In this experiment, a hungry cat was placed in puzzle box. There was only one door which could be opened by correctly manipulating a latch of the door. Outside of the box, a dish was kept, that is fish. Here, smell of the fish acting as a strong motivation for hunger cat to come out of the box. Initially, cat inside the box would try to escape through various random movements like scratching, biting wires, and jumping. In this way, cat made a number of random movements to manipulate a latch of the door. This is called trial and error learning. And in one of the random movements, the latch was manipulated accidentally. Then the cat come out and got its food, that is reward. Here reward is the food, that is fish. Smell of fish is the motivation. Then number of errors reduced slowly on subsequent trials. It means nothing but on successive trials. Finally, Thorndike concluded that learning is the result of formation of direct connections between stimulus and response. Thorndike emphasized two important factors for learning to occur. One is that cat should be hungry. It means there should be some motivation in the cat for learning. And second one is reward, that is food. Okay, now let's understand some key points of this experiment. Stimulus. It is the situation the hunger cat is in. Specifically, the hunger cat being placed inside the puzzle box. Response, that is cat's actions within the box, such as pressing a lever, pulling a string, and biting wires, jumping. Reinforcement, that is reward of food. This is the positive consequence. It strengthens the likelihood of behavior being repeated. And motivation is the smell of food. Based on this puzzle box experiment, Thorndike said learning is nothing but stamping in of the correct responses and stamping out of incorrect responses. And trial and error learning theory is also known as learning by selection and connection. Laws of learning. There are three basic laws of learning that is called primary laws of learning. They are law of readiness, law of exercise, law of effect. Law of readiness. It is stated as when any conduction unit is ready to conduct, for it to do so is satisfying. When any conduction unit is not in readiness to conduct, for it to conduct is annoying. When conduction unit is in readiness to conduct, for it not to do so is annoying. Law of readiness. If individual is ready to learn, he learns more quickly and effectively. It means learning is most effective when a person is mentally and physically prepared to learn. If someone is not ready, then he will not learn well, and this kind of learning process will be challenging and potentially unsuccessful. For example, you cannot force a plant to grow by pulling on its leaves. It needs the right conditions like sunlight, water to flourish. Similarly, learners need to be in the right state of mind and physical condition for learning to take place. Readiness is dependent upon both maturation and experience of the learner. Educational implications of law of readiness. Okay, now let's see one by one. First one is assessing readiness. Here, teachers should assess students' readiness before introducing a new material or concepts. Second one, motivating learners. Here, teachers should create positive and engaging learning environment and provide learning objectives that should be made individuals more curious to learn. Third one is tailoring instruction. Fourth one, recognizing individual differences. Learners vary in their readiness due to some factors like age, prior experience, and motivation. So, teachers should aware of these kind of differences and creating supportive environment and utilizing motivation and rewards. Law of exercise. This law is divided into two parts. One is law of use and another one is law of disuse. The law of use states that other things being equal, the more frequently a modifiable connection between SR is made, then the connections will be stronger. The law of disuse states that other things being equal, when a modifiable connections between SR is not made, then the connections will be weakened. Educational implications of law of exercise. First one, more opportunities. More and more opportunities should be given to the students to use and repeat the knowledge they get in the class. And review. To maintain connections for longer period, review of learning material is necessary. And repeated practice and drills strengthens the bondage between stimulus and response. Third one, law of effect. It is stated as when a modifiable connections between stimulus response is made and is accompanied or followed by a satisfying state of affairs, that connection strength is increased. When made and accompanied or followed by an unknowing state of affairs, its strength is decreased. Okay, now let us understand law of effect through example. Behaviors followed by satisfying consequences are more likely to be repeated, while behaviors followed by unpleasant consequences are less likely to be repeated. See one example. You are trying to teach a dog a new trick like shaking a paw. If the dog puts out its paw and you will give a treat and prize, it is more likely to do it again the next time. This is because the satisfying outcome makes behavior stronger. Here dog likes to do it again and again because he will get treat and prize. So that this is the satisfying consequences. Next time you will scold the dog or ignore its paw shaking, it's less likely to repeat the action because consequence was unpleasant. Now you are going to ignore the dog paw shaking and you are not giving any treat or praise, so that dog does not like to repeat it again because this is the unpleasant consequence. Educational implications of law of effect. Satisfactory and pleasant. The classroom experiences should be satisfactory and pleasant. Learning experiences and other activities must be meaningful and understandable. And guidance, praise, encouragement, reinforcement, pleasure and pain, motivation, these are all comes under the law of effect. Secondary laws of learning. First one, law of primacy, law of recency, law of intensity of stimulus, law of multiple response, law of mental set or attitude, law of response by analogy, law of associative shifting, law of partial activity. Criticisms of trial and error learning theory. Neglecting the active role of learner, mechanistic view of learner, neglect of higher level of reasoning, emphasis on external reinforcement, passive learners, overemphasis on random behavior, neglect of cognitive process. Question number 1. In SR bond theory, what is the significance of the law of effect? Okay, trial and error learning theory is also known as SR bond theory. In this theory, there are three primary laws of learning. One is law of readiness, law of exercise, and law of effect. Okay, come to the options. First option, it focuses on the learner's readiness and eagerness to learn. It is come under the law of readiness. Option number 2, it emphasizes the importance of practice and repetition. This option comes under the law of exercise. Practice, repetition, review, drills, these are all come under the law of exercise. And option number 4, it suggests that learning is a gradual process of strengthening SR bonds. This is not correct answer. And option number 3 is the right answer. It highlights the role of motivation and reinforcement in learning. In law of effect, motivation, reinforcement, pleasure, pain, encouragement, praise, these are all come under the law of effect. So that option number 3 is the right answer. Question number 2. According to Thorndike, learning is formation of the result of the association between option number 1, motivation and emotion. This is wrong answer. Option number 2, reinforcement and punishment. It is given by operant conditioning profounder B.F. Skinner. This is also wrong answer. CSUCS, conditioned stimulus, unconditioned stimulus. It is in classical conditioning. It is also wrong answer. The right answer is fourth one, stimulus and response. Question number 3. In the context of the connectionism, what does stamping in refer to? Options. 1. The gradual decrease in errors during repeated trials. Option number 2. The process of associating a stimulus with response. Option number 3. The weakening of unsuccessful responses through punishment. Option number 4. Strengthening of successful responses through reinforcement. This question is for you. Comment your answer. Question number 4. Trial and error learning theory is also known as options. 1. Respondent conditioning. It is not right answer. Respondent conditioning is also known as classical conditioning. Option number 2. Instrumental conditioning. This is also wrong answer. Instrumental conditioning is also known as operant conditioning. And option number 3, connectionism is the right answer. Fourth one, gestalt learning. It is also known as insight learning. The right answer is third one, connectionism. Question number 5. Learning to ride a bicycle is an example for this type of learning. Options: 1. Operant conditioning. This theory proposed by B.F. Skinner. Here learning process where behaviors are modified through consequences they produce, such as rewards and punishment. This is the wrong answer. Option number 2, insightful. This theory of learning proposed by Euler. This theory is about sudden reorganization of experience. It means sudden understanding of problem and its solution. So this is also not right answer. Option number 3, classical conditioning. This theory is proposed by Ivan Pavlov. In this theory, learning through association between neutral stimulus and naturally occurring stimulus. So that this is also not right answer. The correct answer is trial and error. See, it is proposed by Thorndike. In this theory, learning where you try different approaches to solve problem or achieve a goal and then learn from the results of each attempt, eliminating unsuccessful methods and repeating successful ones. It is like a learning by making mistakes until you find the right way to do something. Okay, let us understand this question through an example. You are going to learn ride a bicycle. You will fall multiple times and make mistakes adjusting balance. Then finally you will eliminate those mistakes and repeat the successful ones. So that this is the right answer.